And visiting Massachusetts last summer to see my family was amazing. I miss my family so much, and I was especially excited to see my nephew. My 7-year-old nephew is one of my favorite human beings ever, and I absolutely adore him. One day while on this trip, I was able to have auntie-nephew bonding time, which was great for me. While sitting on the couch alone, my nephew eagerly jumped up from his seat and walked over to me. Curiously, he looked at my belly and placed a small ear up close to it. As if my nephew was listening to the ocean through a seashell, he kept his ear perched. "Angel, what are you doing?" He took a moment and replied, "I'm listening to the baby." "There's no baby," I replied seriously. "Yes, there is. He's just this small." My nephew made a gesture with his index finger and thumb the size of a grape. I shrugged this off to be a child just saying something to be funny, but this was completely not a joke. I was 16 and my ribs were being crowded out as humanity moved beneath my belly. I never knew how well I could keep a secret. The answer was very well for very long. 27 weeks to be exact. I kept my pregnancy secret for 27 weeks. Well into the 3rd trimester, I was laying clothing to hide a small but present bump. For 7 months, the life that flourished within my womb was camouflaged. My reluctance to tell anyone this life-altering secret was deeply rooted in the societal stigma that comes along with teenage pregnancy. I believe that once my high school student body was made aware, that I would be shamed and ostracized. In the eyes of my peers, my IQ and value would be dropped instantaneously. As a result, I kept my pregnancy a secret. My tall stature and fit frame made it much easier because the bump was compact. I was willing to risk my life and the life of my unborn child because I was afraid to be a disappointment. It speaks volumes. But seriously, masking my pregnancy was one of the most stressful things I've ever done. I cried morning, noon, and night. I cried in the shower often because there I could feel the tears running down my cheeks. My pillow was stained with tears every single night. I woke up in the morning feeling dead and desolate because I was afraid to tell anyone what I was going through. I was afraid my mother would no longer be proud of me. My mother was one of the people I cherish the most in the world, and she loved to speak highly to me, to her friends, like all loving mothers do. Larissa's getting straight A's, she's in 6 clubs, she plays 2 sports, and now we're even getting her into modeling. She would boast and gloat about her principal youngest child to anyone who had an ear to listen. I was afraid to break her heart and explain to her that her baby girl was now a teenage mother. At 27 weeks pregnant, my sister was the first person to know. 2 days later, she came over and helped me reveal my secret to my mother. Bent over, hyperventilating and crying, I whispered, "I'm pregnant." But how my mother responded completely changed how I've been feeling for so long. "You do not have cancer, you do not have HIV, and you are not dying. Stop crying." My mother kept a sense of calmness that I sought, strength and comfort in. The decision was easily made after this moment. I'm in trouble, B, I've been losing sleep, but I'm keeping my baby. With this choice, I understood the negativity from outside forces that I'd be facing. How people treat teenage mothers is heartbreaking. We are told we are too young to raise a child, that we will mess up and we will not know what to do. The truth is, all first-time mothers are going to struggle. So why is my struggle to be judged more harshly? Of course, I'll make mistakes, but my age does not mean my child will not be loved and happy. My age does not determine the values that will be instilled in my son. I will teach him to do what he puts his mind to. I will teach him that he is smart and that I'll always be there for him. I will teach him to do his best and to learn with practice. I will teach him that I'm always going to be there for me, like my mother was for me. My parenting ethics will be powerful and present. But I'm not going on and saying have kids early because you get to love them longer. However, when a young girl is bearing a child, your judgment not only affects her but the child. Your rumor and hatred brings stress that affects her and her baby's health. No matter the age of the pregnant woman, she should be treated with respect for the sake of an innocent life. It wasn't something that meant to happen at the tender age of 17. But I wouldn't trade motherhood for anything. 30% of teenage pregnancies end in abortion. so I understand why someone would assume that I would choose this option to be able to focus on my future and goals without difficulty. But this was my choice to keep my baby. This was my responsibility, and I was bent on staying motivated to finish school. I'm going to prove every doubter wrong. I'm going to raise my son to be a kind and caring individual who will one day change the world. And when he does, those who shame me for being a young mother will be the same people thanking me for giving him this opportunity at life. A large part of my strength is invested in my support system. My immediate family has invested a lot in helping me, and my distant family is constantly sending love and support. My close friends and mentors were there for me in the time I needed them the most, and for that I am eternally grateful. I chose to share my story because it seemed like everyone had an opinion on my life. Kept behind whispers and stares, no one would just ask me. I would have appreciated that much more. All in all, I can't tell teenage girls how to live their life. But if you take one thing from this, it would be to protect yourself and to put yourself first. So that you don't have to change the world, balance changing the world and changing diapers. This is a path that I have chosen for myself, and it requires a lot of mental strength. I have made my life much more difficult, but not impossible. The positive side to all of this is how I feel when I look into my son's eyes. The day he was born was the day I felt the most incredible love I had never known. My pride is invested in a healthy 8 pounds and 21 inches long life that proves the term bundle of joy to be true. The day he was born was the day I was most motivated and eager to pursue every career and educational goal I had previously set for myself. And when I graduate in 2017, in the top of my class, with my 4.3 GPA, with my cap down and decorated cords, I will look out into the crowd and know my 1-year-old son is there cheering on his mom. And I will continue to make her proud every day as we grow together. I have tried and failed at many things in life, but I will never stop giving 100% at being the best mom I can be. Because Eli Joel, your little hands stole my heart and your little feet ran away with it. Thank you.